Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your September forecast, guys. You might be the last sign, and I saved the best for last. I'm super excited to kind of jump into this. The energies of August were definitely up and down a bit, so I'm really excited to see what September holds for you. Pisces, this is for your sun, your moon, or your rising, so please be sure to check all three just to really understand how the energies of this month are influencing you as a whole. Now, if this is your first time watching me, thank you so much. If this resonates with you, if it serves you in some way, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help. All right, Pisces, let's jump on into it. Per usual, I always just like us to ground out a little bit before the messages come out so we can really be open and receive what's meant for us. So if you're comfortable, please close your eyes, take a deep breath, guys. And any kind of stress or anxiety, let's just exhale that out. All right, Pisces, let's get started and let's see what September has in store for you. Okay, let's start here. The Seven of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Moon, the Seven of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Wands, New Beginnings, Seven of Cups, Three of Coins, Five of Cups, Five of Wands, the Emperor, and the Page of Swords. All right, Pisces, let's get started. At the very beginning of the month, there is going to be some moves that we're making. First off, when you have the Seven of Swords, the universe is saying, look, let's pause for a second and let's reevaluate how we're approaching certain aspects of our lives. It's like instead of beating your head against a door that won't open, you might consider that open window there. They're saying, look, let's try to approach things in a way that might actually be different. It might be an alternative, but is successful. And when you do this, Pisces, it's going to create a lot of opportunities for change and relief. You have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, while it does represent travel and relocation, which might be for some of you Pisces, some of you guys might be considering moving or considering going on a trip of some form, you guys might want to consider how we want to go about this. But more importantly, the Six of Swords represents like that light at the end of the tunnel, like, oh my gosh, the storm is over and I can finally see land and light. And it's because at the beginning of the month, like I said, they're saying, look, review how you're going about things because there's another alternative solution. You might be getting those signs. You know, when like 3 different people tell you the exact same thing, like in a week, that's your sign. Try it out. You have the Moon and the Seven of Wands and the Two of Cups, Pisces. I think the real reason that this is probably a bit of a hard decision is because you're going to be facing some fears in regards to some of your relationships, or your relationships and this can be romantic or it can be platonic, but it's going to require you to make some changes that really reflect your worth. The Seven of Wands is when we stand up for ourselves and we have confidence in ourselves and we say, hey, you know what? These are my boundaries and this is what I deserve. There's going to be a lot of shifting and moving in regards to who you are, Pisces, what you accept, what you allow, and what you create. And you're moving out of this consternation or just this kind of yucky limbo stage. And it's going to be because you refuse to kind of stay here. When you face your fears, it's also an opportunity to improve your plans, improve your approach, improve how you see things and question your beliefs. You have the Two of Cups with the Queen of Wands and the New Beginnings card. You know what's funny about this, Pisces? It's like a decision or something we've been scared to do for like ever. And the moment we do it, we realize like, oh my God, like things are 10 million times better. What was I so afraid of? And honestly, it's human and it's normal. But really, you're going to find that these relationships starts to blossom as a result of you kind of standing in your self-love and power, facing your fears or things that you probably have to face in relationship and talk out. But that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, Pisces. Queen of Wands, my favorite. It's going to allow you to really stand in this place of creativity, of power, of self-love in your spirit, and really create new beginnings for yourself. Now, if this is not a romantic relationship, this can just be with friends, having, honest conversations with family, friends, even colleagues saying, hey, you know what? These are my needs and these are my wants, and I'm not willing to accept less, or these are my boundaries, or these are my negotiables and my non-negotiables. And as a result, you're going to have a really positive response from these people. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I was so stressed and I was so worried that I was going to have a fight on my hands or they were not going to take it well. But no, honey, it's going to be okay. And as a result, you're going to see these incredibly new beginnings in your life. Now, when it comes to these new beginnings, it is a little bit more rocky, as new beginnings tend to be. But the Seven of Cups, Five of Cups, and Three of Coins, moving forward, honey, you're going to learn that instead of crying over spilt milk or like, oh my God, this is not working out the way that I want, you're going to recognize from this experience, okay, maybe if I speak up, maybe if we learn to work together as a team, maybe as a couple or as a family or as colleagues, that we can actually find solutions. This month is really you learning how to stand in your power and to speak into your power and recognizing that when you do it, people align, people work together, people respond positively to some degree. And this is you learning to do that. You have the Five of Wands, the Emperor, and the Page of Swords. So you're going to recognize there's going to have to be some really blunt truths, some real honest conversations, and really perhaps experiencing some challenging ideas or new approaches. Now, when you have the Five of Wands, there can be a little miscommunication, a little bit of drama here, but the universe is saying you take control of the situation. Don't get sucked into it, and really saying, hey, how do I want to express? What new directions do I want to move in? How do I want my relationships to be? How do I want to work together with other people? This kind of reminds me a little bit of moving into your soul tribe, Pisces, having conversations as a whole and making sure that those that you keep in your circle, those that you interact with, the relationships that you keep are reciprocal. So, that they are supportive and loving. And it's really hard. You really can't blame other people, Pisces, when you don't communicate your needs, when you don't communicate your wants, when you don't have solid boundaries. People only work off what we put out and what we allow. And this month, you're saying, you know what? I'm going to approach my relationships differently. I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to communicate this. And you're really going to have a great response. Now, there are going to be some arenas where there might be a little kickback, but your job is not to fall into the drama. Your job is to say, hey, I did all this because I am wanting to create a new life for myself with healthy people and healthy environments. And if these people or this one person has a little bit of drama, this is not a bad thing. I'm not going to feed it. I don't even want any of it. I'm going to take control of my life and say, okay, that's fine. You agree to disagree. That's perfectly okay, because I'm moving into new directions. And sometimes you might have to have those painful truths, those painful converts, not painful, I want to call them honest, blunt conversations. And they might say something back to you. They might say, well, you're not a walk at the park, or you have, your communication issues, or whatever they have to say. I doubt it. You're a Pisces, love to communicate. But it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe that's something I didn't think about, but you know what? Instead of taking it personally, I'm going to work on that for my own sake. Thank you for that feedback. We're good here. Pisces, this is really an incredible month of finding your voice, of standing in your power, of really creating the relationships and the opportunities and the environments that work for you, making decisions, not being scared like, well, it might hurt somebody or might do this. Honey, what works for you? What do you need? What are your needs, your wants, and make those decisions based on that. Learn how to work together, learn how to communicate together. Don't cry over spilt milk of what might be lost or let go of, and don't jump into any kinds of those drama conversations. Take control and say, hey, you know what? We had these conversations. They were great. I learned something. You learned something. I'm going to move on. It looks to me, Pisces, like the universe is trying to help you approach your relationships in a way that's authentic to you. Because whenever we act out of our, our fear or, people pleasing, it never works out. So it's really you saying, hey, this is my worth. I really want to invest in those who invest in me. And I'm really going to have these new beginnings and make these decisions based on that. Pisces, this is a wonderful month of empowerment, in my personal opinion. And I really hope this serves you, guys. And I really hope you have an incredible September. If this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Otherwise, guys, I will see you next month for next month's readings. Take care.